Hey guys, good morning. This is Dan with Ledger Support. In this video, we are going to talk about address poisoning scams. Let's do it. Address poisoning is a new type of scam that's happening on Polygon, Binance Smart Chain, but also Tron, and more recently, Ethereum. Basically, a scammer will get a hold of your address and send you a microtransaction. So that could be a little bit of TRX, like you can see on the screen right now. That could be a little bit of USDT or USDC, or that could be an NFT. You can see an example of address poisoning in my TRX account here. You see, like, this address sent me a very small amount of TRX, 0.00001 TRX. And the reason why they did this is because they want their address to be logged in my transaction history. So the reason why the hacker wants their address to appear on my transaction history is that they're hoping that I will get lazy when sending or receiving coins to my Ledger wallet. I will go into my transaction history and then grab their address by mistake. Now, by far the most dangerous part of this scam is that the scammer's address might actually look very, very similar to your own Ledger address. And this is actually how the scam works. The scammer can very easily craft an address that looks similar to yours by using open source tools like Profanity, for example. Their address will share the same, for example, first 4 characters and last 4 characters. So if you just go into transaction history and grab an address that you think is yours because you're used to just checking the first and last 4 characters, but in fact now you're grabbing the scammer's address and you are ending up sending funds to their account, this is how the scam functions. Now, the best way to protect yourself against address poisoning is to follow best practices when it comes to sending coins or receiving coins to your Ledger account. So first, when you receive coins, please do not grab your deposit address from your transaction history latest operations. Instead, you should always go through the Receive tab, select your account. So for example, my Tron account, click Continue, and then verify the address on the device, right? And you always verify that the address that shows on the device screen matches the one on the Ledger Live app. Again, the address that shows on the screen is always the truth. Always trust the device screen, okay? So that's the first thing you can do to protect yourself when receiving coins. Now, the same should apply when you send coins to an exchange, for example, or to someone else. So let's say I'm on Binance and I want to send ETH to my Ethereum account. So I'm going to go ahead, copy this address, paste it into Ledger Live, let's say $1 of ETH. And so at this point, I'm going to be prompted to verify the receiving address on my device. This is the most important step, really. So I should always make sure that this address here is the one that shows in Binance, okay? So just so you know, Ethereum addresses are not case sensitive. So it doesn't matter how individual characters are capitalized. You just want to make sure that it's the same letters and numbers that show on the screen and on the exchange, for example. So in this case, I also want to make sure that I check the entire address, right? I don't want to just check the first 4 characters and the last 4 characters, but I also want to check all the different characters in the middle of the address just to make sure I'm sending to the correct address. Now, if you've been targeted by address poisoning, you have nothing to worry about as long as you always verify the transaction details on your Ledger device. Again, this type of scams is only banking on you being lazy and sending to the wrong account. The coin you received or tokens or NFTs you receive in your account are not dangerous. They're just normal NFTs or tokens. I would suggest not to touch the NFT because those might have a malicious link on their OpenSea profile, for example. So that might be another way that scammers are trying to get to you. However, if you do want to hide scammy NFTs from Ledger Live, you can also do it by just right-clicking on the NFT and selecting Hide NFT Collection. and then hide NFT collection. And this way it's going to be gone from Ledger Live. You don't have to see it anymore. When it comes to tokens, however, basically it's free money for you. The tokens that the scammer sends you are just here to log their address into your transaction history, but they are just normal tokens or coins. So you really don't have to worry about those, and you can even use them to make your own transaction. These are just, again, normal tokens. They do not compromise your accounts in any ways. A question we get a lot at CS is who paid for the transaction to send me those scammy tokens or NFTs? And the answer is the scammer actually paid for the transaction. It's actually very easy for anyone to go on a block explorer such as TronScan, for example, and then sample a very large number of addresses and then deploy a scam to all these different addresses by sending small transactions to them. It's a very cheap way to deploy a scam, and of course that's why it's popular on blockchains that have low transaction fees like Tron, like Binance Smart Chain and Polygon. But because this is a bear market and fees are now very cheap on Ethereum, we are starting to see this type of scam happen on Ethereum as well. So if you did receive some scammy tokens or NFTs, don't worry, you are not being personally targeted by scammers. It's just that your address was randomly picked up by scammers and happens to be part of a larger batch of scam transaction. But again, there is no personal security concerns targeting you directly. And as long as you follow best practices when it comes to sending and receiving coins, then you should be fine. Again, always verify the transaction details on your Ledger device and verify every single characters, whether you're sending coins or receiving coins. This is super important. So I hope this video was useful. Now, if you have any other questions about address poisoning or how to protect yourself against scam or how to protect your recovery phrase, then you can definitely reach out to us via our help center. So you just have to go to support.ledger.com and click the blue button here and then start a conversation with the bot. Fill in your details, type your question, and then an agent will get back to you and help you out. I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay safe, and I wish you a very happy new year and good luck for the year ahead.